2018, the Ministry of TIAT focused on meeting with key stakeholders in the tourism industry, whose participation in the economic revitalization of St. Martin post-Hurricane Irma remains vital to the destination's overall recovery. This year, we anticipate that by the end of the first quarter, about 70% of the available hotel rooms pre-Irma will be restored. Cruise passenger arrivals and airlifts continue to increase, with many major airlines reintroducing routes that paved the way to be considerable success post-Irma. This year, the Ministry of TIAT will double down on efforts to achieve full recovery of our destination. Speaking of restoration, I am pleased to see the progress made to repair the lights on the Causeway Bridge in Simpson Bay. Thanks to the support of my colleague Minister Gietersen and his Ministry of Romy, the St. Martin Harbour was able to secure the technical assistance and get the work started. The lights on the inner lining of the causeway are being worked on and should soon be completely restored. The next step is to repair the side claddings. In the past, these have been a major attraction for visitors and residents alike. Once all the lights have been restored, the causeway will once again be that beautiful landmark, adding to that lasting memory in the minds of our guests, while providing an alternative to the traffic congestion coming from the airport. I would like to thank the Harbour for their efforts in this regard. As it relates directly to visitor arrivals, we will continue to work on maintaining our position as the preferred destination in the Caribbean for travelers worldwide. That is why at the beginning of this year, I embarked on an essential trip to the Netherlands with my French counterpart, the Vice President of the Collectivity of St. Martin, Ms. Valérie Demercieux, to promote the destination. During that visit, we met with ambassadors from several countries from which we are hoping to generate more business. These included Colombia, Panama, and Canada, amongst others. This trip was historic indeed because it was the first time that government officials from both the French side and Dutch side met at the St. Martin House in the Netherlands. We also delivered a combination of promotional items for both sides of the island at the St. Martin House. We were also joined by the Director of Tourism of the Sabre Tourism Office. Sabre's involvement in our destination promotion is critical as we continue to show the hub function and its strength of the Princess Juliana International Airport and show that St. Martin is indeed open for business with many day trip options. During our visit to the Netherlands, Ms. Demercieux and I officially launched the first destination video since September 2017. The video was produced locally and is a 3-minute viral tour of the entire island. The objective of the video is to highlight real images of where we are in the recovery and to show the world that we are definitely open for business. This video is, of course, the brainchild of a group that forms part of the monthly tourism stakeholders meetings led by the Princess Juliana International Airport with tourism partners from both sides of the island. I must commend the French and Dutch side airports, their respective tourist offices, both chambers of commerce, the French and Dutch side harbors, and the hotel associations for their commitment to ensuring that this video was realized. Over the next few weeks, we will extract 15, 30, and 45-second clips from the video and promote it globally. I want to thank the Vice President once again for her support during this trip and her overall dedication to solidifying the Memorandum of Understanding on destination marketing between both sides of the island. On January 19th, I will be attending the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association FCCA Platinum Associate Membership Advisory Council Summit, PAMAC, where I'll be attending with more than 100 FCCA Platinum members and key executives and stakeholders, along with members of FCCA's 19 cruise lines. These series of one-on-one meetings are critical as it provides a direct opportunity for St. Martin to focus our attention on ensuring that our international partners are fully updated on the progress being made as a destination post-Irma. It gives us the opportunity to put the island's position forward, which we are indeed open and ready to welcome back our visitors. We will continue to push to have our cruise arrival numbers returned to pre-Irma times. Finally, as it relates to the airport and its financing needs, I took the opportunity to join Ms. Mei-Ling Chun, who is the focal point for PGIAA, with the World Bank and the Minister Plenipotentiary, Ms. Yureen Wouter, Deputy Plenipotentiary Minister Michael Summersall, and at a technical meeting regarding the airport's financing options with BZK in the Netherlands. I must reiterate that my primary focus continues to be protecting the jobs of the over 200 employees at the airport and satisfying our financial obligations to the bondholders. As a tourism destination, we must ensure that despite our challenges, we do everything necessary to maintain the trust of our international partners. Already we've seen airlifts continue to increase and airlines continue to reopen gateways that were closed post-Irma and we were able to restore. As a priority, the Ministry of TIAT will continue to work towards finalizing the details to secure U.S. pre-clearance, which is central to the St. Martin United Christian Democratic Alliance's coalition plans for rebuilding an economically sustainable island. In keeping with the financial assistance needed for the airport, it is my understanding that a meeting will take place this week in the Netherlands with our Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Leona Romeo Marlin, and the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, Mark Rutte, on the financing option offered to the airport by the Netherlands, in which our Minister of Finance will be present.
Connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
MP, the conference has ended.
Yes.
First of all, looking back at the many topics of discussion, would you say that you're pleased?
Yes, I'm pleased because we had the opportunity to talk on different subjects like the dispute regulation, but also about Venezuela, but also about problems the countries have, also the Netherlands, if we talk about Bonaire, Sava, Statia. So it's good to understand each other where the problems lie, but also where the possibilities are.
Now, what are some of the possibilities as far as finding solutions are concerned?
Well, important is to identify what the countries see as a problem, and if they need more technical support, for instance, we as the Netherlands should be able to provide more technical support, like sending people or help out with making laws, for instance.
We've so often heard of the problem, political situation in Venezuela and the impact it has been having on Aruba and Curacao and Bonaire, of course. How do you intend to address that situation, taking into consideration that you are solely responsible for foreign affairs?
Well, the foreign affairs are not related to the people who are entering Aruba, Curacao. That's a country obligation, and they'll have to provide for correct asylum laws, make sure that the housing is available for asylum seekers, and that's something that for Aruba and Curacao, if they need help with planning or organizing, that's something we can help them with. But it should be a request from them about the help they need. And now we're taking a look from the foreign affairs perspective, how Venezuela is doing. We have good contact with countries around Venezuela, also with the United States, but also with European countries, to make sure that we try to get Venezuela moving in the right direction, because it's a horrible situation in Venezuela.
Undoubtedly, the dispute regulation was a sticking point during those discussions. First of all, this has been ongoing for a number of years now. Why is it so difficult to find a common understanding?
Now, we have a good understanding about the dispute regulation. The only thing now is there is a formal trajectory of law. So there's a formal law presented by the government of the kingdom. And for that reason, the whole situation changes, because now I have to take a formal position. And to take a formal position, I have to discuss it with my fraction, the VVD, with 32 other members of the fraction, before I can present a position. So that makes the discussion here very difficult. And that was not understood by some other members of the other delegations. And they thought that we were not interested in doing the discussion, but we are not able to do the discussion because it's a formal trajectory.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Stephanie Medina, and I play football with the Walichi Women's soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games. For example, the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba, and Curacao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I asked the business community to take on this challenge and will help us rebuild our facilities. And I also asked the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter, hashtag are you in?
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices, the Windward Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Okay, I have a point of clarification because I asked a question pertaining to the swift implementation date that was given as January 1st, but it was not answered. I wanted to know how, through you, Madam Chair, how the government came up with this date, and is it realistic? Because given the fact that we only started deliberations a few weeks ago, and January 1st is about 2 weeks away, give or take, is this date even realistic? I didn't receive an answer to that. And a follow-up question, what I want to pose to the Prime Minister through you, Madam Chair, is it possible to make the law optional for civil servants to decide if they want to go home at 62 or not? Because you have civil servants that work as cleaners or within the public works that have more labor-intensive jobs than people that work in offices. And maybe they have aches and pains or whatever medical issues that they may have. I believe they should be given the opportunity to choose whether they want to stay or not.
In the answers, we see there's quite a range, and I kind of understand perhaps where the answer is coming from. I'm going to read a part of it once again. This is in response to what is the average pension payout to civil servants. Now, that was one question, and the average pension is definitely higher than the minimum wage. So on an average, we have to understand what an average is. If you have 300 people and you have one person making $1 million, the other 299 don't necessarily have to be in the best position power. To make it a more realistic example, if you have 500 pensioners now, and let's say the top 50 of those might include some of the higher scales within, what we really have to also be concerned about in the interest of fairness as public servants and as representatives of the people is what about, let's say, the first 100 on the bottom of that pile of pensioners? Because when we look at the answer, what struck me from it is not, oh, well, the average is 1,950 guilders. That might sound well and dandy. But what is actually startling from it is that the lowest pension amount is 33 guilders and 25 cents. Okay, I'll say that again. The lowest pension is at 33 guilders and 25 cents. So right now, somewhere in St. Martin, somebody's on pension, and that is the check that they go in line at Windward Islands Bank or wherever to collect. The highest being 10,928 guilders, Madam Chair. So I need some clarification on this, and I think a better answer to the question is not necessarily what the average is or what the lowest or what the highest, but I think we need to see a bit more and break it down. I think in one answer the Prime Minister presented that well, where over the different years, so to compare at age 62, 65, there's kind of a table that shows, well, this is what it will be in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years. I would like to see a better idea of what the lowest 100 earn, what the median, let's say, 300 earn, and what the top 100 earn. That will give us a more realistic picture of what's really happening with pension. Because, Madam Chair, we can't pretend to say that our pension, yes, the solvency of the pension and such is important, and we see a lot of emphasis on that. But I would be much more prouder to stand here in Parliament and approve a law that actually ensures that the pensions being collected are fair for the amount of work that people have put in over the years. And it seems to me that the way that the pension is being calculated, and if I could get some clarification on that, people that are on the lowest ends of our scales within government, which represent a very large number of workers between scale 2 and scale 5, let's say, those within that range, what is their pensions projected to be based on 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years of service, let's say? Because that, again, will give me a better indication as to what people who are putting that many years into service of government are ultimately receiving.
It was clearly stated within the answers also, Madam Chair, that more often workers with the physically demanding jobs, as MP asks, would have to change task or jobs, but that is not always possible. What other options for jobs within the organization is available for a cleaner after they cannot clean anymore when they are 60-something, and it's too heavy to push them up, and it's too heavy to be, bending their backs over toilets and whatever. What other jobs would they be able to do? There are only so many server jobs available, and those are already low-paying jobs as well. The answers also stated that only the pension age is increased. So if this is clear and it can be stated in answers to Parliament and the people of St. Martin and the civil servants that only that area has been addressed, what is the reason that no other areas have been addressed to continue to find solutions to the solvency of the fund over a longer period? And that the reform does not have the workers in mind. Yes, we have heard from APS that pensioners, or not pensioners, the persons paying into the pension fund have now options to be able to buy homes, etc., through APS. That's good, I guess, for the younger generation, but those who are 40, 50 and above, the amount of time left for them to work, it wouldn't behoove them to do that at this point. And maybe then we should look at building homes that are not large, more geared towards, your children have left, you need a smaller space, the option to sell your home or, transfer it to your younger generation and move into a smaller retirement type village would be something that the pension fund would look at investing in, specifically for the pension retirees that fall within them, and maybe even have private investors do the same for non-governmental pension holders.
Madam Chair, my major concern is, and here's where I have a problem with this. A civil servant works and puts in 40 years of his time, his or her time, to build a pension. We're asking for a civil servant to work until 65. The average one living on St. Martin, I don't remember if I hear the average age. I'm not sure. But if I would do the math, give or take the average of an individual, I think it's like 75, 78. That means that one probably enjoys a pension for only 13 years while you have built up a pension for over 30 years to 40 years paying into a pension. Madam Chair, I think this is a disgrace. This is horrible that one only could enjoy 13 years, 10 years of a pension that they have built up for so many years, and here we are asked to extend their working for someone to continue in order to save the pension fund. And like I said again, I said it before, this all has to do with bad management of the fund from the beginning. A pension fund could only survive on good investments, not only on human being, but investment on a good return of your pension fund. I will not sit here and question or make an issue concerning APS investing in a hospital. I, as a St. Martin citizen, I think is a very good investment. I will not question it. I will not kick against it as long as there's a minimum return for people. At least I could see something in a return for generations to come, that there is a decent hospital for their children and their children. So sometimes we may look at the great return, but there's a bigger return for the life of our people. That is one for sure. But I have a major problem. And my only concern is the assurance for me as a member of parliament that we need to hold them more accountable, the management of APS, where their investment on their return is concerned, that we as members of parliament will not be in a position again to raise it to 67.